It's Track Time, presented by OrlandoDodge.com on Loudmouth Nights. Call us at 407-916-8255. That's 407-916-TALK. Or statewide at 800-729-8255. That's 1-800-RAW-TALK.
Welcome back to Cross Flags. We're almost there. We're a little bit early here this evening on Track Time. Tracy Dent with Stu Smith, and we have a special appearance of the Executive Director, Jerry Daniels, made an appearance in the studio. We'll be getting him on in just a minute. Chris will be taking your phone calls. Joey Coulter from the Camping World Truck Series be on the line with us here around 6:30 this evening, talk about all the All-Star race going on up at Charlotte Motor Speedway. We've got a special guest in the studio. Remember, Dr. P 2 weeks ago was in there with us. Dr. B from the Pure Clinic is with us this evening. Welcome. And you said you got a really nice race car you drive in your family. It's called an Odyssey, right?
Yes.
That's good. Nice to have you here. We spent a little time with Dr. P last couple of weeks ago, and we talked about the event going on. So tell everybody what's going to happen here, Dr. B.
So what we're doing, June 12th to 13th, we are doing our drive for men's health. And basically what happened was Dr. P and I were thinking of driving up to New York in his Tesla. Tesla, as we all know, is an all-electric vehicle. And we decided, what can we do to make it an educational thing as well? And so we integrated men's health. And what we've done is we've put on a program where we'll be driving from here to New York City, only stopping to charge a car. So number one, we're trying to set the record it takes in a Tesla to drive there. But more importantly, we're trying to raise awareness for men's health. We all know as guys, we just don't take care of ourselves.
Right. Yeah.
Half the patients I see in my office are dragged in there by their wives or partners. And we're trying to change that. We're trying to start a conversation, just like we are here in this radio booth. We're trying to start that open conversation that, hey, I need to take better care of myself. So what we're going to be doing is while we're driving, we have about 45 world experts from around the world and nationally and locally talking about various men's health initiatives. And while we're driving, we're going to be doing live broadcasts. I have my Google glasses on here.
You do,
we're going
don't
to be
you?
using that to engage people in conversation. And at each stop, so the Tesla has to stop about every 150, 200 miles. At each stop, we're going to have our patients come. We're going to have various people from the local community come to support us. And when we're there and the car is charging, we're going to have speakers as well. I'm talking about various men's health initiatives. Our entire agenda is on our website, driveformenshealth.com, and you can see where we're going to be stopping, what time we're going to be stopping, and who's going to be talking.
Is that just because you recommend that everybody regularly go to the bathroom every 150 to 1?
Gary's just saying that because I had to. Anyway. I was so nervous about being on the radio, I had to stop and ask to go to the restroom.
yeah. But if you ever go do the ride like you're talking about the Richard Petty experience, you're going to have to go again, Dr. B. No, so it is drive forward with the number 4.
The number 4, and if you by mistake do FOR as well, they all go to the same place.
That's perfect. You can do that, yeah. So you got a lot of I'm looking at one of the brochures here, the Drive for Men's Health, and that's going to be June 12th and 13th, going from Florida to New York in that all-electric Tesla car. Does it make much noise, that car? It doesn't roar or anything like we're done?
The only noise it makes is when I'm sitting in the passenger seat and screaming at how fast my partner's driving.
It's a pretty quick car, right?
It's you don't even hear it. I mean, it goes from 0 to 60, 70, 80, and it's like.
The reason I said that because I know that's what happens. I know it's like that. I know that is quiet. That's why we're saying it, because the sport we deal with is pretty violent and loud with straight pipes out the side of the exhaust and everything else. And speaking of all that, Dr. B, we have on the line now Joey Coulter, the driver in the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series, is in Charlotte.
Well, we'll just have to plan another trip out there.
Hey, Joey, it's Jerry. I got 2 quick questions for you. One, have you had a chance to take out a Tesla yet? Is it anything like a pickup truck?
Take out the what?
A Tesla. Have you
like
driven
you.
one?
Oh, no.
You haven't? Have you done an electric car yet?
No, not yet. I have a hard time telling whether they're running or not.
That's what I just said to him, Joey. I just told him the same thing.
I'm really rough on starters.
Oh, man!
And then in honor of Men's Health Month, we gotta ask you the question: how good are you at keeping track of your health?
Oh, I would hope pretty good. I haven't gotten tired racing yet, so I got a really, really, really strict doctor too.
Yeah.
So I gotta lie to him once a year and get through that.
Well,
and then I'm all set.
That makes you a very typical NASCAR guy, Joey. He mentioned that because we got a special guest in the studio, and we're talking about the Drive for Men's Health, which is a special event they're putting on June 12th and 13th. They're going to go from Florida to New York City in a Tesla. And I'm like you, man. I know it is. And you can't hear it running. So when you step and you mash it, it's kind of scary when you don't hear anything, isn't it?
Yeah, you just got to put a really noisy set of tires on.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, man. Well, have a good night up there. Have a good day tomorrow, and we'll be watching tomorrow night for the race. Hope you do good, right, man. Strong truck. Run good.
All right. Thanks.
Okay, bud. Thanks, Joey. Joey Coulter from the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series. And the number 21 Toyota. Chevy. That is a nice truck. That truck was fast.
Yeah.
Last week, did you hear what he said? Well, the gas thing, they had that bubble
in it. So
I
it
never
wouldn't
heard
go
anything
down
like
the neck.
that.
So it just kind of freaked it out.
I'm going to be upset until
that?
they come out with. It's the Camping World Truck Series.
Yeah.
Then the only thing I'm interested in is for Camping World to have once a year where you take out your little RV and you get out onto the track.
Do they might,
and then you race in RVs.
Yeah, they might.
They do that at Bithlow.
They have done that before here.
We've done
that.
And that's where you got to go do that. Bithlow. You ain't going to do that in Charlotte.
Marcus Lemonis from the Camping World Truck Series is pretty innovative. You realize that, don't you?
A whole new meaning to drafting.
That's it. We got a guest in the studio, Dr. B from the Pure Clinic. He and Dr. P. And you got that right. You're thinking, why is she saying that? I'm saying that because I can't pronounce the name. But anyway, the cause is right. We got all that part right. And Dr. B and Dr. P are going to be taking this Tesla to New York on this drive. And the whole point of going up the coast to do this thing is to make people aware of men's health. They can go to your website. Again, what is it?
Yep, they can go to our website, driveformenshealth.com, or if they can't join us on the drive, they can also support our endeavors through our Indiegogo campaign at d4mh.com. As much as we're trying to raise awareness, we're also trying to raise funds. Half the money we raise goes towards genetic research on chronic pain conditions in men. Mm-hmm. The other half will go to scholarships for students entering Florida Polytechnic University.
Oh, good. Okay. I'll tell you, I've done all this. I've been doing this, and I'm not really good at it. I'm kind of like Joey, only I'm about 50 years older than Joey, but I've done this, and thank you, Lord, everything worked out really good. And for me, everything has been good. But I'm like you now. Now I can urge other people and say I've done this, so I can urge other people to go do the same thing. And
Stu, have you seen that Florida Polytech University being built down there?
Oh yeah, that thing's cool. When I first went by, I said, "Wow, what is that? A sci-fi place?"
Yeah,
and that's what it is. That is really cool. That Dodge did a commercial there. The Dodge trucks.
Thank you. That's why I brought it up, because 2 weeks ago when you decided to take a week off, I brought that up, and Tracy over here is like, I didn't see no Dodge commercial down there.
Awesome. I didn't see it. No.
Yeah, right there. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful place. Yeah. We kept saying it going by because I take my daughter to college down in Sarasota, so we go by it, and I've been watching going, man, that's cool. Then the first time I saw it on TV, I'm like, I know where that is. That is neat.
I didn't even see it.
I was so glad that Dodge did it because it's a beautiful looking area that they're building up, and then plus my Dodge trucks, I kind of like them myself, so. Made good sense when I saw it. But yeah, we keep it on our website. We've had it up on there a couple different times.
You're listening to Track Time on 740 The Game. We're broadcasting live tonight from the Victory Casino Cruiser studio as our special guest in the studio from the Pure Clinic, Dr. B, and along Dr. P.
Who
will
just
be doing
bought another pickup, right?
Talk or call statewide at 800-729-8255. That's 800-RAW-TALK.
Welcome back to Track Time. I'm Tracy Dent, along with Stu Smith and Chris. Dr. B's in the studio. So I want to say probably for NASCAR, for the Track Time show, that might be the first break where we ever talked about men's health during the break. You think?
Oh, yeah.
So
that's
Dr. B,
like
that's
that's
the first
10?
time. Yeah, yeah, that's pretty good. But interesting, and especially when you get to my age. You're not saying, you're just talking about the general public. You don't have to be my age to have to be worried about men's health. Is that right?
Any age. As it doesn't matter your age. You should definitely see a doctor at least once a year. Or if you have anything that's aching you or ailing you, you should definitely seek attention. Because as we talked about earlier, there's certain warning signs that you may not know are warning signs that could be leading to something bigger. So if you see on our brochure, men are 24% less likely to see doctors. Men are more likely to have behavioral health disorders like depression. Men are more likely to get diabetes, cardiac issues, and I really think a lot of it is because not because they're genetically prone to it, but because we as men just have other things on our mind, and it's not a priority. So.
I wonder what that is, Dr. B. Wonder why it would be that, because I think I was like that before, but when I think about it, I say, okay, if I have this, I want to find out. But basically, though, we really don't want to find out. I guess that's why we don't go. We don't want to find out if we do have it.
Yeah.
But obviously, the answer is you do need to do that.
Yeah, I think it's just we're just made in such a way that we're like, oh, I just don't want to know, and if it happens, I'll deal with it. That's what it is. But this is more like let's not have to deal with it.
Yeah. So you're at the Pure Clinic, you and Dr. P, and you're getting ready for June 12th and 13th for your little run to New York in that Tesla, and the promotional thing for this is called Drive for Men's Health. So obviously you're going to be promoting that, and along the way, and hopefully you can get some people interested in what you're doing and take an interest in their own health, basically. Is what it boils down.
And we would love to have everyone join us. We're going to be launching off from South Lake Hospital. That's where we work from, in Clermont, Florida. We're going to have an exotic car show from 7:30 to 8:30 a.m., and we'll be launching off at 8:30 a.m. on June 12th for the Drive for Men's Health. So anyone listening that's interested in our cause or would just like to see some nice cars, please come on by at South Lake Hospital at 7:30 a.m.
Now, let me ask you, what about those glasses you're wearing there? Can you explain that?
Yeah, I'm wearing
on the air. You can explain it, okay?
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
all right.
I'm wearing Google Glasses. It's basically like having a smartphone on your eyes, and I don't have to hold it. Google Glass is a new technology. It's like wearable device, and basically, like I can see you, but if I look a little up, there's a little basically like a projector inside my eye. And through it, I can record things. I can take pictures. I can browse the internet. I can actually do social media, tweet about what's going on here. It's amazing technology. And what we're going to be doing what we're going to be doing for the drive is we're going to be using it when our various speakers are going to be logging in. We're going to be interacting with them while we're driving in our car.
Yeah. Wow. Technology is pretty late. Here, Stu just got him a new phone. Yeah. It's called a Flex phone. He got it in his back pocket. It looks like a television set. And here, Dr. B's in here with these glasses on that it looks like he's from one of them movies we've been watching on TV for the promos, these futuristic movies. That's pretty wild. And it is futuristic, obviously, doing what you just said it can do. Oh, man.
I was ducking behind the computer because I thought it was one of them lasers he was going to shoot me.
I know. He's looking right at you, Stu. Yeah, you might tell that. That's pretty interesting, though. Yeah, this is Track Time, by the way, and we do talk NASCAR and the Nationwide series is interesting too. They're going to take center stage on Sunday, aren't they?
Yeah, they get a race at 1:00 Sunday, and they're playing up in the cornfield, isn't it? Iowa.
It is in Iowa. Yeah, that's a nice little track there. What it's like an 8-10. It's not quite a mile track.
Yeah,
but that's a pretty cool track to be on for these guys.
Yeah, then you got the ARCA guys racing in Toledo, Ohio.
Yeah, matter of fact,
Sunday also.
I was wondering about how this is going to run. Spencer Gallagher, GMS Racing. Max Gresham's going to drive that car. Spencer is going to be running at the ARCA race. Yeah, that's what it was. So I didn't realize.
Yeah, that's why they got Max racing. When they don't race in the same neighborhood, I guess you have to have somebody else.
Somebody that's going to drive the car. Yeah, so Max is going to drive that car sometime when Spencer Gallagher is not there. But it's a big. The next couple of weeks will be good for racing and for NASCAR, but just for general racing because we got the Indy 500 coming up. And that's a big deal.
Oh yeah,
right?
We got Kurt Busch doing a double.
Yeah, he is. Yeah,
he's going to go race them both. That's kind of cool. Get a race, 1,100 miles in one day, plus the 2,500 miles of flying back and forth.
Yeah, I did. Dr. B, what he's going to do is Kurt Busch is one of the top drivers in NASCAR Sprint Cup. He's been cleared and qualified to drive in the Indy race in the open cockpit in the Indianapolis race on the same day. So they go up there, they qualify, they'll run the race up there, then they'll have helicopters and then jet planes to get him from Indianapolis to Charlotte, North Carolina in time for the World 600. So he's going to run 500 miles, then fly to Charlotte and run 600 miles, ending sometime in the middle of the night. So it's a double, not tried very many times. 2 or 3 people have done it over the years, but obviously most people with any good horse sense would not be trying that. But Kurt, but who said that about
as
Kurt
an advocate
Busch,
for men's health, I would not advocate that.
There you go.
Yeah,
that's not something I don't want to be doing.
He has been going through some extra rigors, working out a whole lot more, watching his diet because they worried about the dehydration, doing that's racing and both kind of thing, and traveling and flying on top of it all, which dehydrates you bad enough as it is.
And he's not going to have any sleep, so
no sleep.
Yeah, because he gets done from the Indianapolis race somewhere around 3:30, and he's got to be at Charlotte by 6:00 for the drivers' meeting. Yeah. That's not a lot of time.
That's
to
not
get
a
at.
whole lot of time.
And no one's ever won it and then flew to Charlotte. So, but we did have Tony Stewart and John Andretti's the guys who've tried it in the
done
past.
it before, yeah.
And so he did go out and qualify his first practice races. He was running in 9th place. So that's a good thing for him. So you don't have to worry about being in the bubble, have to stay late.
That's
for
true.
Qualifying. So he's going to be able to fly back. So he won't miss nothing this weekend because the bubble race is on Saturday. So he'll be there. Hopefully he'll get up in the top 10 or top 15 at least, so you don't have to worry about being in the bubble because there's 30 guys running for the Indianapolis 500.
Meanwhile, if you're looking around, if you're noticing that your yard looking a little dingy about right now, might be time for you to start thinking about doing some lawn care. And my best suggestion to you would be go see our good friends at Tools Ace Hardware. They're located throughout Central Florida. Walter and Patty Tool, they've been doing this for so many years. I can't even tell you how far back I go with them, but I went by and got me a replacement piece for my grill the other day. And it's just a great place to go because they can help you out. It's nice to walk in a smaller store. You know what I mean? You go in there and somebody will see you and they'll come up and they'll always ask you if you need any help. They'll help you find the item you're looking for. It's always priced right. But not only that, but then if you have a question, maybe like a lawn question, you can ask these people. And if you've got a plumbing situation, you can ask about it before you get the part you want, and they'll get you into the right part. And they've been doing that for a lot of years and established a really great reputation. And now they're located throughout Central Florida, all over Orlando, northeast, south, and west, and way out into Clermont. As a matter of fact, they're out there, and also in Groveland. So it's Tools Ace Hardware. Throughout Central Florida, main store out on where I go most of the time anyway is Braves Ace Hardware out on Dillon Street in Winter Garden. But Tools Ace Hardware, good friends, good people, and really great products. So we'd invite you to go and check that out. And Orlando Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, and Ram. You doing okay out there?
We're doing awesome.
Get the month going good?
Yeah, our service manager out there in the back doing the specials and service at the Quick Lube is insane. You've been there a bunch of times.
I get there, and it is pretty quick, too. I can tell you that.
It's gotten to the point now we have people bringing in their other cars, the non-Chrysler Jeep products, and getting them serviced there, which is a good thing. We ask you, call and tell us what you're bringing so we make sure we get the oil filter so we can do it in a timely manner. That's the only thing we're having a problem with sometimes.
Yeah,
But if we know you're coming, we have it there. You're in and out 25 minutes, you're done. You're down the road. We don't have to worry about changing your oil on your Tesla, but we probably change oil in your little Honda, though. We could fix that one.
Do those things don't have oil?
No, it's an electric motor, man.
No, they don't. But we actually had a sponsor who called and said he would sponsor our gas.
Yeah.
He said, thank you.
Sunoco. Yeah.
Well, do you have a Chase vehicle going with you? Maybe you put it in a Chase vehicle.
Isn't that funny?
Is there other cars going to be on the trip with y'all?
Right now, so far, we have, I think, about 7 different cars that are going to be following us.
Oh, really?
We have 3 other Teslas. We have 4 other vehicles. One which is going to have our Avia production crew. Another one we're going to have we've hired a company called DJ Doctor that's basically going to be setting up platforms and stages 2 hours before we get to each stop.
Yeah.
And then we're going to have some of our sponsors that are going to be kind of, bringing and tagging along as well. So
that'd be pretty fun, man. That sounds good. It's going to be June 12th and 13th.
Well, you're welcome to join us in your cars, as are you.
Yeah, could we get a Viper to do that, Stewie?
Yeah.
Would that work out?
Well, the 12th.
Would that be pretty
cool?
What day
of the week is the 12th?
But you can't beat us to New York. We have to be the first in New York.
Yeah.
So
You'd have to probably drive that Viper backwards. You'd have to put it in reverse the whole way. That thing. But one thing about it, at least we'd be able to make enough noise that we'd offset the Tesla
quietness,
will not make. I think Joey was funny talking about that because they've actually talked about putting sound on some of these things to make that car sound like it.
Well, you have a car, when you back up a big truck, they have the beeper so you know they're backing up, and it's a big truck that makes a lot of noise, and these little cars are so quiet. We've had a couple of them on trade before, and not Teslas, but we've had a bunch of the other battery-operated jobbies, and they're quiet right around the lot. It's kind of insane.
Right. We're about done here with NASCAR. On 740 The Game from Loudmouth Nights and broadcasting live tonight from the Victory Casino Cruiser Studio. Dr. Big's been our guest from the Pure Clinic and talking about the Tesla drive to New York, from Florida to New York, June 12th and 13th. The website, once again, is driveformenshealth.com, right? Dr. B, thank you. Thanks for being here. Appreciate it. If you want to stay around the next couple of hours, man, we'll be talking to Hernandez and Sam and Van Gundy and you just name it. We'll be talking about for the next couple of hours on sports. We'll talk to you in about 5 or 6 minutes. I'm going to take a breath here, and we'll be back after this.